So they're here. There's no public meeting happening today, and they're just walking around recording. So even for security purposes, we would not allow that on any of our property.
Who do you have here?
Unless there's a public meeting happening. This is not a public building open to the public that anyone can just come in and go out.
And why is that? Why is that a thing?
It's benefit. That's why we we let you in the entrances. That's why we just don't allow anyone just to walk in. You have to have an appointment or have business.
Can you
it's fine.
print up the policy so I can look at it?
Sure.
If you don't mind, I'll wait here, or wait right
No.
down here. If you want to print that out, I'll take a look.
No,
at it.
I'll send it to you. I told you, if you're a member of the media, then we have restrictions on the media per management directive, and I'll send it to you.
Respectfully, I just met you, so you're telling me that I can't do something I know I have a right to do. It's protected. It's constitution protected activity under the First Amendment. Freedom of press.
Yeah, that's fine. You do have
And this
freedom of the press.
This is a government public building.
But are you a member of the press? We also have guidelines around what members of the press are. So you haven't shared what your organization is.
Well, that's not a requirement.
It is a requirement you're not just a member of the press.
For corporate press, they sometimes will have an agreement.
Listen, I'm not going to
but it's
argue
not
with you.
required by law.
Is this private property? I mean, it's public property, but it's.
This is quasi-private property. This is quasi-private property. So at this point in time, if you don't have any business here, sir, you are going to be asked to leave. It's as simple as that. So if you would please.
I have constitutionally protected business.
Would you please guys just step out? Okay. Thank you guys. I appreciate you.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Here, I'll give you my card. You can email me. Again, I'm
You
the
have a
chief.
business card? Is it
There you go.
Commander Gonzalez?
It is Commander Gonzalez. I don't
Could I have one of those, sir? And like I was saying to Sergeant Crow, I needed to make a public records request.
So we have a process for that too. It's on the website. You can email records@ocps.net.
The state of Florida has a process too. It's the law, actually. So you guys can comply with the law, or you can tell me that I'm obligated to follow your process. But the law is what we should all follow inside this public building.
Hey, can you explain what you mean by quasi-private, quasi-public?
I'm not getting into it with either one of you gentlemen. It's not happening.
Why not? We have a right to
You
know.
don't want to be courteous with the public?
I am being very courteous with the public.
Oh. This is a public service. And out here today at the Ronald Blocker Educational Leadership Center, Orange County Public Schools here in Orlando, Florida. It is December 6th at about 2 p.m. We're out here today with Liberty Troll.
Or something, they wouldn't let you shout anything, in agreement, or clapping. I kept clapping and saying things.
Was this around COVID?
Yeah.
What the hell is going on here? Please have ID ready.
We're independent. We're ourselves independent.
Okay.
We're not with a corporation. That's the rest.
Are you meeting someone here?
Maybe.
Then you guys can't just come in and film.
Why is that?
You just can't do that unless you have permission. Did anybody give you permission to do that?
Is it against the law?
Yeah.
You're going to call media relations? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Just want to make sure that it's okay.
Yeah, it's
nothing
okay.
It's nothing against you, but.
Yeah, I know it's not personal. But who told you that though? Like who would I ask questions about that? Because I know you're just doing your job.
It's open. It's open. The door's open.
They can't hear anything. It's all garbled out there when you speak.
Yeah, I think you were trying to say something to me out there. I couldn't hear you.
I'm sorry.
It's all static.
Yeah. Thanks. Janice, can you do me a favor? Can you pull it down or call it Hello, Vicky, how are you?
I'm good.
Oscar. Oscar. We're finding out if
What is she doing?
Like, didn't you step up in grade? And I had 6 or 7.
What's your, no. I asked you first. What is your name? Well, I asked you first. I have the right to ask you. What is your name and why are you here? What's the nature of your business? Yeah, and you answer my question, I'll answer yours. No. I asked you first. What are you doing here?
You approached me, so I didn't ask
Okay,
you.
I'm with security because you guys are coming in here filming.
Yeah.
What was your name?
I always go.
What's your name?
Oh, I asked you first.
No. I just asked you. What is your name? I just went through the
No.
same thing with this guy.
But I asked you first.
Okay, gentlemen.
Let's just
listen.
follow your logic.
No. Listen
you
to
have
me.
a policy, sir, that you have to be.
Listen to me.
Just tell me. I'd like to know who I'm speaking with, sir.
gotta-
Mr. Brown.
You gotta give respect.
I'm with security.
You
That's
gotta
all
give
you need to
respect
know.
to earn respect.
Sir, what was your name? What was your name, sir? I'm sorry. What was your name?
Oh, I'm not at liberty to give my name.
It's on your shirt. I just don't want to be able to pronounce it correctly. D. Scalazzi? Is that how you say it?
Scouts.
Descalzi? Who would I make a public records request with?
As far as public records, what, for employment?
For the county, yes.
You would have to go to another location. It's not here.
Could you direct me to where I would do that?
He's here. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. No, but
How did you guys get in? We buzzed you in?
Yeah. We didn't break in with the crowbar.
No, obviously.
I don't want to butcher your name. Is it Crone?
Crow like a bird.
Crow. Sergeant Crow?
Mm-hmm.
Would you happen to know where I could make a public records request?
I think it's online. We don't have a records department here. It's at Magic Way.
Magic Way?
It's Oak Ridge and John Young.
Is that another administrative office?
That's where our records department
Yeah,
is.
that's
And
where
then,
it's at.
yeah.
So I can't make a request here and you could just
No, we
forward
don't
it to
have
them?
a facility here.
So you guys don't follow the law?
Imagine you can make a request, but I don't know where you would do it.
If we can make a public records request here, then that would mean it's public, it's only.
I don't, that department's not here, so I don't know that you can without doing it online.
To put a request
Don't
in,
be good, Bobby.
they can't
Good to see
actually
you, bro.
process the request or give us the items that we're requesting, but they can email our, verbal request, the items thereof, and send it to.
Under happy.
Okay,
city
right
clerk
there.
or whatever.
You're gonna go through that door
Get the
right
Okay,
items
thank you.
for us. But yeah, we can put the request in. That's an easy way to know if it's public or private, if you can put a public records request in.
Right.
Then, I'm not giving you a hard time, by the way.
I guess you could, because we do have public stuff.
Oh,
Are you part of the media? Are you a member of the? Yeah, we're in. So in order to have permission to be on our property, you need to coordinate through media relations through my department. You can't just come in and start filming
Well, if we weren't filming, we would be able to just come on in without permission. Is it just? for
Yeah,
those
if you
who are
had
filming?
business, if there was business here.
Yeah, we got business.
So,
Yeah.
well, with who? Do you have an appointment?
I don't have an
With somebody?
appointment.
Well, you have to have
but
an appointment with
We
somebody.
do have business.
Okay.
Legitimate
Are you
business.
filming me now?
Yeah.
You can turn it off if you have permission to film.
Well, I have the First Amendment, freedom of press.
No, I understand that, but you're filming me and you don't have my permission to do so.
All due respect, sir, you didn't approach me. I didn't.
No, I know, but technically you're on property, you have to have permission to be on here to actually film. There's not a public meeting
Do you
happening.
have like a, is that policy? or-
Yeah, it's a management directive.
Do you have like the?
Yeah, I can send it to you.
Do you have a printout or something you can show me while I'm here?
Not on me, I don't, but I can send it to you. So our PIO, if you're media, we have a PIO inbox, and you can email it. It's pio@ocps.net, and we'll be happy to respond. Okay?
I hear you. But we are technically conducting business here. We're not here with pretty
What-
nefarious purposes.
But what are you doing?
Oh, right now we're taking pictures and we're just gathering content for our story.
What's the story?
I can't divulge all the details. It's in general. It's in general for the school district.
What's the name of your group? Are you Liberty somebody or other, or what's your group? What's the name of
What's the
You're
name of
asking
your-
us all
yeah.
kinds of questions, why can't we get some information?
Well,
from you?
I wasn't here to speak to anybody in particular. But,
Then what's your business here?
well, I'm independent. I don't
No.
want to divulge too much.
But what I'm
information.
saying is the building is not open to just anyone. Like, it's a closed building, it's a closed facility.
You say-
It's open during, if we have a public meeting, which we don't today, we don't have a notice public meeting, there's our notice board.
Mhm.
So, but if you have an appointment or you have a reason to be here, we just don't allow anyone just to come in through the doors. The doors are locked, you're gained entrance by us letting you in.
Right. They don't say anything about being an appointment or anything like that.
That's what I'm asking you, are you here on business to have an appointment? or
Yeah,
something?
I am here on business. Legitimate business. Yeah.
What he's saying is you're here to see somebody in the building, you're just here to get your
Here
content.
to gather content. And like
Yeah,
I was
which is
about
not
to
our
say-
business, that's your
Right.
business. So
Right,
what he's
so-
saying is kind of closed to the public
here-
until we have a meeting.
So what I was saying was I can't divulge all the details until my story is disseminated to the public.
But what I'm
It's
saying
part of the
is,
journalist,
this is a closed facility.
Oh, yeah. How you doing, sir?
Commander Gonzalez.
Yes.
So, they're here, there's no public meeting happening today, and they're just walking around recording. So even for security purposes, we would not allow that on any of our property.
Who do you have here?
Unless
that-
there's a public meeting happening. This is not a public building open to the public that anyone can just come in and go out.
And why is that? Why is that a thing?
It's benefit, that's why we we let you in the entrances. That's why we just don't allow anyone just to walk in. You have to have an appointment or have business, and it's
Print up
fine.
the policy so I can look at it?
Sure.
If you don't mind, I'll wait here, or wait right
No.
down here if you want to print that out, I'll take a look
No,
at it.
I'll send it to you. I told you, if you're a member of the media, then we have restrictions on the media per management directive, and I'll send it to you.
Respectfully, I just met you, so you're telling me that I can't do something I know I have a right to do. It's protected, it's constitution protected activity under the First Amendment.
What?
Freedom of press.
Yeah, that's fine. You do have
And this
freedom of the press.
This is a government public building.
But are you a member of the press? We also have guidelines around what members of the press are. So you haven't shared what your organization is.
Well, that's not a requirement.
It is a requirement you're not just a member of the press,
For
just
corporate
to,
press, they sometimes will have an agreement.
listen, I'm not gonna
but it's
argue
not
with you.
required by law.
Is this private property? I mean, it's public property, but it's.
This is quasi-private property. So at this point in time, if you don't have any business here, sir, you are going to be asked to leave. It's as simple
I
as
do
that.
have
So if
business
you
here.
would please,
I have constitutionally protected business.
would you please guys just step out? Okay. Thank you guys, I appreciate you.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Here, I'll give you my card. You can email me. Again, I'm
You
the
have a
chief.
business card? Is it
There you go.
Commander Gonzalez?
It is Commander Gonzalez. I don't
Could I have one of those, sir? And like I was saying to Sergeant Pro, I needed to make a public records request.
So we have a process for that too. It's on the website. You can email
the state
records@ocps.net.
the state of Florida has a process too. It's the law, actually. So you guys can comply with the law, or you can tell me that I'm obligated to follow your process. But the law is what we should all follow inside this public building.
And can you explain what you mean by quasi-private, quasi-public?
I'm not getting into it with either one of you gentlemen. It's not happening.
Why not? We have a right to
You
know.
don't want to be courteous with the public?
I am being very courteous with the public.
Oh,
Well, my understanding is it is a public building. You're saying it's quasi-public. So what's the difference between quasi-public and public? Because if it's a public building where it's occupied by a government entity, we have a right to be here as we're taxpayers.
do you know how I can make my public records request?
Sorry, just like you said.
So you guys don't follow Chapter 119 of the Florida statutes, the law?
I'm not getting into it with either one of you guys. It's just not going to happen.
What's
okay?
the law? So I just want to comply with the law. You want to throw us out of the building, but I just want to comply with the law.
We're not breaking the law. We're not here for anything.
What do you want to request records on? He's going to write it down so that we can take your request and we can
I
forward it.
appreciate that, Sergeant Crowe. I really
This way
do.
we can get this taken care
So
of.
I'll make it with him then?
Yep, he's going to write it down.
No,
what you need.
actually,
Stay
I'm
right
gonna
there.
give
He'll
you
come
the
to you.
email
Oh, am I
address
being
because we have a
detained?
process for that. So we do comply
being
with the law.
detained?
I'm happy
You're
to
not
have-
being detained,
I'm happy
but
to have
for
our
now,
legal
you're
department reach
holding
out
on
to
like
you.
Oh.
There's our it's records at OCPS.net.
So you
Feel
don't
free
follow
to
the law?
submit any. Yeah, we will follow the law. You submit
I'd
your
like to
records
submit
request
my
to that.
request
Everyone
verbally
has a
with you
computer.
right now.
I'm not in charge of records. We have
That's okay,
somebody
but you
that
have
is
a
in charge of records.
custodial responsibility to take down my record request
It's
and
part of being
forward
a
it
public
on.
employee. It's just one of those things you
I
expose
understand.
yourself to.
There's a process. I'm
There's
not,
also
I'm not
the
in
law.
charge of that.
There's also the law.
I understand.
You don't understand because you're telling me I have to
Are you
follow.
an attorney?
Are you an attorney?
I am not an
Have
attorney.
you read the law?
I have read the law.
Then why are you telling me something that isn't in the law?
Because that's our compliance process. You go to records
And
at
there's also the law.
OCPS.net.
You said you read it.
So,
Am I
listen,
not allowed to submit it verbally with you?
This conversation is over. We have a process. Our
Does not
website it
supersede
has
the
all of that.
Constitution. Does not supersede the
All right,
Constitution.
so am I being trespassed from the building? I didn't get your card, sir. Gonzalez, could you get his card for me?
I have
I think you took.
I thought he gave you a card, didn't he?
Is this
Yeah, that's Scott.Howat.
Scott.Howat.
Yeah. Yeah, he gave you a card.
What the hell is going on
We're not used to this kind of stuff here,
Yeah.
so it's
So violate people's
our,
rights?
Our policy is, we don't deal with this. We don't deal with records. Our policy says that we go through the records at
here? Why do you think the legislators wrote the law?
It's pretty
You know
clear
what I
cut. It's
mean?
not a gray area. We're
I
trying
mean,
to discuss.
what is Gonzalez's problem?
I can't speak for Gonzalez.
Well, I wish you had his job and
You shut
and
those
he-
off, I'll talk to you all day long, but
We
I
can
know,
talk.
I know,
Afterwards, we'll shut our cameras off.
I
and
know I'm
talk
going to be
you,
on
but-
YouTube already, so.
Well, you're putting a pretty good face on the Orange
Yeah,
County
I've
Public
dealt-
Schools, while
I've-
these
I've
other
dealt with
gentlemen
this-
are not.
I've dealt with this at the Kissimmee Police Department, and
So you realize that we have a constitutional right?
yeah, and I'm fairly new here, so I don't know what the right. I mean,
I would advise Gonzalez, Commander Gonzalez, to maybe change his tone because he's going to regret it. Being a tyrant. So.
well, he's
coming
just trying to
across.
do his job.
Well, his job is to uphold his oath to our constitutional rights.
You would think in a house of education that we'd have more informed people working here. I mean, these people are in charge of educating our children?
Well, there's you understand that Orange County Public School Board or Orange County Public Schools has multiple buildings.
Sure, but you understand what I'm saying,
Yeah,
right?
but so like this building here.
This is like the head of the snake.
This is like
you
the
know what I
office
mean?
buildings for everybody, and we do the board meetings.
Yeah.
It all used to come through here, but we can't take crowds here. You see the lobby's small, so
Yeah, but
they've
there's
moved.
chairs.
They've moved records. They've moved all these different things to other sites.
Yeah. So look over here. You got a waiting area. So obviously.
That's for basically for hiring. We hire people. They come in here and sit, and every day we got 10, 20
So
people.
basically, at the end of the day, man, if there's services for the public that we pay for, we can come and take pictures and video of those areas that are accessible to
Right,
the
but
public.
this is kind of a closed situation
It's not
because
kind of-
we've
there's
moved.
No gray area.
I need you to stand up. Stand up.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I'm good.
Yeah, come on.
Sergeant Crowe, you
It's
did great, and
not- it's not stalking
I
you,
appreciate your respect and courtesy.
All right, well, have a good day.
Gonzalez, do you have a card?
Be safe out there, man.
I don't have any with me, but.
Do you have an identification number?
No.
You don't want to properly identify to the public?
You're good right there, all right?
Okay, I'm good wherever I want to go. Am I being asked to leave the building, Gonzalez? Sergeant Crowe, if we could just get some clarity on whether or not we need to leave the building. Maybe you could be the voice of reason here, Sergeant Crowe. Scott. This is how they tried to subvert the law, telling you need to send an email when they're obligated to take your request. This is the PIO that tells you that you can't enter a public building.
I think they're gonna get educated today, honestly.
Well, I'm happy that Sergeant Crow's here. He seems to be a reasonable person. Gonzalez is a hothead. Yeah, we sure are. I guess we can just do about our business.
Is it Carol's number? Any of the other number it is? Like she's just really working hard at it or what?
Well, so I think just this must be all the former board heads. Boone High School, 1952. Orlando High School. It's crazy. Cedar Lake School. Pardon me, sir. Sir, would you happen to know who I could make leave a public records request with?
Public record?
Yeah.
No, you have to ask someone at the reception desk.
Appreciate that. Would you happen to know, sir, where I could leave a public records request?
Public Records Office is at the Magic Way location.
Yeah, I'm here though.
It's not done here, it's done at the Magic Way location.
So-
That's where the Public Records Office is.
The law-
You can call or you can email them.
The law says that you can leave it at any office.
Then you would have to check in with DIO, they might have something, but Public Records is
What was
at
your name?
the... Michael.
Is it possible I could just leave my request with you? That way I could get out of here? You guys want us to leave, right? If I could just leave my request with you, then
Give me 1 second, hold on.
appreciate that. Can I have one of these mints?
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Appreciate that.
Here, this is Kevin. I have no idea. I have no clue. I'm sorry.
Oh, look who's back.
Oh, is that what it is?
Hey there.
Okay, so.
My name is Vivian Kokotis. I'm with the Legal Services Department.
Vivian.
How can we help you?
I would just like to make a public records request.
Okay.
I don't know.
Did you want to take it down?
What is it?
Or are you recording?
Find out, let me know.
Are you recording?
It's obvious that I'm recording.
Okay.
Are you recording?
No, I don't have a need to record.
Okay.
Do you have something to
What-
write on? Because we're gonna give it verbally.
I'll record.
Okay.
You're recording? Okay.
What's your public records request?
Is it Scott.Howat?
Yeah, that's Scott.Howat.
We're going to start there. Scott's creating a public record right now, and I would like a copy, a digital copy of that public record that he's creating on his phone.
Okay.
And I would like
Public
his
record,
his application,
His application?
his employment application.
Okay.
Was he elected or is he?
He's an employee. He's not an elected individual.
So I'd like all of his salary information and any disciplinary history that he
Okay.
might be involved in.
All right.
Can I interject just for a minute? Unless you have a memory like Rain Man, I'd suggest writing it down because he's got quite a few items.
Well, he's recording it.
True point.
Okay, what was your name again? I'm sorry.
My name is Vivian Kokotis.
Thank you, Vivian. The officers back there, Gonzalez and Crow, I would like the same things for them.
Okay.
I'd like a roster of all the officers
Okay.
and corresponding identification numbers.
Okay.
Uh,
And is there contact information
Sure,
that we could
there is.
provide that to you?
There is. If I could also have the policy that that closes this building to the public. The policy that says that you guys don't have to follow Chapter 119 of the Florida statutes.
Okay.
Scott was mentioning that there's a policy in place that says that you guys don't have to follow the law. So I'm just, I'd like a copy of that policy.
Well, we do abide by Chapter 119. It is the public records statute.
Yes.
I think perhaps if there was a misunderstanding, we have a reasonable amount of time to get you.
Oh, of course. I'm not
the
asking for the records right now.
Okay.
I
All
just wanted to submit the request, which is
Okay.
what I said to Scott. Maybe,
Okay.
maybe there was just some miscommunication with him delivering that information to you.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
All right.
I've got an email address.
Okay.
It's letters, L-E-T-T-E-R-S,
Okay.
of O-F, Phocion, P-H-O-C-I-O-N, letters of Phocion at
Okay.
gmail.com. And if I could have your business card.
I didn't bring it down with me, but I will go upstairs and get you one, or I'll write it down on it.
Appreciate that. Scott, why is it that you're doing that? Why are you filming?
Well, he's filming the public records request.
He was filming before that, though. Why are you filming, Scott?
I thought we weren't allowed to record it.
So you need to get a pass.
Are we not allowed to record? Or
I'm getting a record of what you asked.
I'm just
so is this how you typically do things like that?
so I'm confused. I thought you said we're not allowed to record, but yet you're recording.
You're still recording.
I'm not a public servant, sir. I'm not part of your policy that doesn't allow you to make
That's
copyright.
recording you too. All those.
Correct. So what's the difference with one more camera, right?
Well, I'm making sure I'm reporting this for Ms.
I mean, that's fine. I don't have a problem with you recording. It's just it seems a little bit hypocritical to me. And we can FOIA request that as well. So do not delete that. You're put on notice, because if you delete that, it's a crime when we try to FOIA request that and it's gone. So just keep it on your phone.
There's my name and my direct line telephone number, as well as my email. I will work with the records custodian to make sure we get you the information that you've requested that he's taken down.
I appreciate that. And could you just pronounce your last name for me?
Kokotis.
Thank you, Ms. Kokotis. You're the general counsel here. So is there an issue with us being in this building recording?
There is. We do not have a public meeting. There is a security concern. We don't know what you're recording. And it does not appear that there's a legitimate business purpose for you to be here. And I mean, if you were here for a public meeting, then certainly as a citizen you could attend the public meeting. So the concern is that I don't have any information from you. I have no ID. I don't know what you're here for. You could be here for a nefarious purpose.
Right, well, I'm videotaping everything, so I mean, it seems kind of silly that I would videotape something that I was doing nefariously, correct?
But you could videotape something and come back and blow up the building if you're casing the place.
Let's
to
not
try
be
and
hyperbolic
determine.
and silly.
No,
Okay.
it isn't. I mean, we
Has that
have a
happened?
number of it hasn't, but
Okay.
who knows what can happen.
Okay. Well, let's
Normally
not
when
be
we have public
hyperbolic.
meetings, we do have screeners up.
So do
to
you
make
ID
sure-
every single person that comes into this building?
Yes,
So
they come in.
let me just be clear. You violate every single citizen's Fourth Amendment rights when they come into this public
When they
building?
come into the building, they come in either that way, they check in here.
And you
they
violate
state the
their
purpose
constitutional
for their
rights.
business,
You
and we
require-
facilitate.
You require
What their business
IDs.
is.
That's a relinquishment of our Fourth Amendment right.
Okay,
or
well,
violation.
we can disagree on the law, but at this point,
You have to follow
if
the law.
there is no purpose, then I would kindly ask you
Right, but
to leave.
so would you disagree that the whole conversation that we had about the public records, that is not official business? That wasn't
It
official?
is. You came in, you gave your records
Right,
request.
yes.
We've taken that down.
We're still speaking. I mean,
Okay, so are we, is this?
well, yeah,
not-
I'm trying to understand. Scott told us that we couldn't be here. He told us that we couldn't videotape. He told us all these things that weren't true, right? So
Look,
I came
wasn't
in.
here. I don't know what the conversation.
Unfortunately, it's videotaped for Scott.
Okay, that's
and,
great.
And Scott's going to have to deal with the repercussions of
Okay.
that coming out publicly because it's
Okay.
not a very good look for the school district.
Okay, I understand that, but at this point, you've given your public records request. We are going to process the request.
Yes.
And so how else can we help you?
Well, that was it.
Okay.
We were having a conversation about what just occurred,
Okay.
right? So that's
Right.
where I'm coming from.
Okay.
I don't think that there's some law that prohibits us from being in this building.
Well, there isn't.
Is there a law that prohibits us from being in this building, this public building?
you're lingering at this point.
That's
We're
an
literally
assertion
having a
based on
conversation.
prejudice.
We're literally having a
Okay,
conversation
so when-
about it.
Okay, but I'm not here to have a conversation with you about it.
Well, you're
You-
telling me that I
you-
can't be somewhere that I can be, and I'm asking you what law tells me that I can't be here. And you're telling me that I'm lingering, but I'm only lingering because
You
we're
came to give a public records request.
That's correct.
You've given that public records request.
We're also here to
If you
gather
have a-
content, so we're not finished even after this
To get the
request.
content?
We're here to gather content for a story, so we're not
Okay,
done after
well,
this FOIA
we
request.
will be trespassing you if you don't leave and have a
Then
legitimate
I'm going to
purpose.
put you on notice that you will be opening yourself up. Your name will be on a civil lawsuit.
Okay.
Could I have
That's
the
fine.
trespassing writing, please? I'm not sure.
We're
if
going to
the-
call Orlando PD and have you trespassed.
Okay.
So, if
So
that's
you're
where we are.
trespassing me from the building because, for what reason?
You do not have a legitimate purpose to be here at this point.
Okay.
You sure
I
you
don't
wanna-
know who you are.
You
I
sure
don't know
you wanna
what
go
your
off that?
purpose is to be here.
Okay.
And I think that if you came in to give a public records request, we have taken down that public records request. We will respond accordingly, but for you to just stand here and record without a purpose and an understanding
Oh, there's a
for
purpose.
us to gather, it's a security concern at this point. So
And in
we'd rather-
fairness, I'm standing here because you and I are speaking.
Okay, and well, I'm done speaking now, so when
Okay.
I leave, will you be staying?
I
And if-
probably won't be. No, I've conducted
Okay.
my business.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
But I mean, if Orlando PD is coming, I'll gladly
Well,
wait
no,
for.
I mean, we're trying to work through this in a
Well, it seems like
civilized
Scott's
manner to
standing
hear,
there.
to see if you
See-
have a business purpose.
See,
And
okay.
if there is a business purpose, we're happy to accommodate
Okay.
you.
May I
Just
interject?
the way we accommodate any other member
I
of the public.
appreciate the accommodation.
Okay.
I truly do. My public records request ended some time ago,
Yes.
yet Scott's still filming. It seems like Scott's doing that in an effort to intimidate. What is the purpose of the videotaping, Scott?
He's documenting what's transpiring here.
He's
because-
documenting
Yeah.
Well,
because
we're
the security
documenting
cameras.
what we're doing here. What's
Okay.
the difference?
The difference is
Because we're
that,
peasants?
no, the difference is that we are public employees and we have a duty
Do you
to
think that the
safeguard
public
the
employees?
location.
I agree with you, but do you think that the public has a duty to safeguard what goes on in public buildings? Do you think that the public employees need to be under any scrutiny for behavior like Scott is exhibiting? That you should just be able to treat people any way that you want because you're in this lockdown public building?
Gentlemen, I don't know what occurred before I got here, and I don't want to debate that. I came down because I assist the department that does public records requests. So I thought I could facilitate.
And I appreciate you
your
coming
public
down more than
records
you know
request.
because Scott told me that it couldn't happen.
And so that's what I came to do. If there's anything else I can help you with, I will gladly do so. But if not, then I would just kindly ask you, if you do not have any other business, to go ahead and leave.
Well, we do have other business.
Okay, but if your business is just to stand here and record the building, then that raises a level of security concern that
Let me
would warrant
educate
us
you for just a
trespassing.
second. So, under the First Amendment of the United States Constitution,
Correct.
there's freedom of press. Right?
Sure.
And
Are
so
you a member of
that's-
the press?
Yes. So that's constitutionally.
Do you have ID?
Ma'am, I'm not done talking. That's constitutionally protected activity. The Supreme Court has ruled that taking pictures and video is legitimate business.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know that. That's one of the
Yeah,
reasons why
thank you.
we're explaining this to you. So, if you decide to trespass us, just be forewarned that you will be sued and you'll lose.
Okay.
So, this is legitimate business. We're not done yet. We'll let you know when we're done, or we don't have to let you
All
know.
right,
but
well,
we'll be
you're done
before
at
operating
this
hours.
point.
Ms.
No.
Kokatis,
Oh, no,
could
no.
I
You're
ask
done.
a question? You mentioned where, maybe I didn't catch it exactly. Where's our press what? You said
Yeah.
we're members of the press?
Yes, you said
Okay,
you're
so
members of the press.
if somebody's speaking, do they have free speech?
Okay, look,
Do
I'm
they
not
have-
going to get into this
Do they
debate
have
with you. If
credentials?
you have a legitimate...
Do they have credentials for their
Yes,
speech?
they do.
They have
If they're
credentials
here
for their
a public
religion?
meeting and they're a member of the
They have
public,
credentials
they can
for their-
stand up and speak, but they're not representing that they're in the press.
Let's be reasonable. We're granted these rights. The people are granted these rights, baby.
You don't need permission for rights. This is America.
Don't destroy that record, Scott.
Stay on your right all the way to the end.
Wow.
So what's going on today?
just talking to me right here, and then one of his partners, they came in here, and, you know, we asked them what they wanted, and they were like, something about First Amendment. I think they're YouTubers, basically, and they just start recording, you know, stuff like that. You know, first of all, they didn't have an appointment. They really have no business being here.
Okay.
So, and then when we asked them to leave, they're giving us a bunch of runaround about their First Amendment rights and this, that, and the other. So,
All right. Well,
he's one of them, and his partner's on the outside. So, and then
let me make a phone call to our legal department real quick.
Okay. All right, no problem.
So that's not a restricted area of the building, right?
As far
That
as
they're in?
It's not, no.
All right. Let me call our legal department.
It's a security concern, so I asked them to leave. This is one of the gentlemen, and the other gentleman is outside. And we just indicated to them that we would trespass them if they were not willing to leave. They indicated that one gentleman would stay out. This gentleman has stayed here in order for them to receive the trespass citation.
All right. Well, let me call our legal department and see what we can do.
Hi, sir.
How's it going?
What's your name and badge number?
Officer Horn 35358.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
So let me call our legal and see what they say.
How you doing, sir?
Hey, turn this back on.
Educational Leadership Center.
Where's that one lady at, McPhee?
Did you get a name for her?
No, I've never heard of her.
Yeah, she walked around. Yeah, we just need to coordinate that piece of this so we can
Hey, how's it going?
Hey man, good. I can send something to
Question.
Kim. Okay.
So this building is like, people can come in and out as they need to, or?
So this is what we consider a quasi-public or private building, which means that if you have business here, okay, you're welcome to come in, okay? You have to have meetings, you have to have scheduled meetings, okay, and so forth.
Is that like posted anywhere? Because our legal department's going to ask.
Okay.
Is when we call them back.
It may not be posted. I gotta be honest with you. Do you think it's posted somewhere? I don't think it is. I'll be frank with you. That's how we do it. If there's a
Because like that area is all, you had to have a badge to get back there, right?
you have to get a badge.
And they're just right in here.
They're right in here.
There's nothing here for the public to come to do. It's all human resources, hiring, and then board meetings on Tuesdays on when they're out there. That's a public.
Hey, how are you? How are you? Loida.
Hey, how are you? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So, this is a nice building. Very nice building. So, is this by appointment only?
So it's by appointment only.
By appointment only. Okay.
So
But
if
it's
you
not like
have-
posted anywhere that says that.
It's not visibly posted right now. Yeah, it's
Okay.
So typically what happens is you have to get buzzed in to come into the building. When you come to the building, you come into the information desk, whatever your business happens to be.
Oh, okay.
Whatever your business happens to be, we direct you.
Okay.
Even employees, okay, that don't work out of this building specifically, they need to come in here and kind of check in. Where you guys staying? Okay, and then they'll let you go.
And everybody gets run through Raptor. So anybody that comes in this building, we need their ID so that they can run them through Raptor and get a badge.
Okay, so
You
it's
can't
not
just be,
lingering, hanging in
there's
the
no
corner
just walking around. They won't even produce ID.
Got
They
it.
said they didn't have to.
Okay. So informed you what his business is?
He's a First Amendment argument. That's all. That's what he said. I'm here to make a records request.
Oh, a records request.
And he did so with
He did so with Vivian.
Vivian,
You already did it?
He already did it.
and he wants you guys to
He
be
wants to
aggressive
be,
with it. You
he
know,
wants
you've
Oh,
seen
yeah.
him, right? Before?
I have not had the opportunity.
We've had them in Kissimmee several times. They go to the
Okay.
courthouses. They want to make sure that we harass them or what. We're not, because we think we're doing our job. But that's what they do, and then they'll put you all over YouTube and call the news and sue everybody.
Okay. Well, let me make a quick phone call, and then I'll just go back to him and see if he has any questions.
And he'll tell you he's a First Amendment on here. You said it here.
I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay.
But even all these doors, they had to be buzzed in.
They're all locked. Everything's
Okay.
locked. The only access is here, and you got to do it through a. They followed somebody in, but you got to hit the button, and they get it on the screen to ask you what your business is here.
What the hell's going on here? Please have ID ready.
How's your day going?
Well, I can't complain. It's getting colder outside.
It's beautiful.
But is that like posted anywhere that it says something like that, or?
I mean, you can't just walk in. You have
Yeah,
to
I got
buzz in.
you.
You got to come in, provide your ID right here to him so he can get you a printed badge. We check you through to make sure you're not a pedophile and you're not, you know, certain things. So that for the schools, we got certain people labeled.
Right.
And then they get a badge saying why they're here. You know, it's a paper badge, stick them.
I got you.
So you just can't just walk in and say, hey, I'm going to go to the lunchroom or whatever. It's not how the building works. You have to be buzzed in. Or follow somebody in.
Okay.
Without, you know.
In other words, we didn't break into the program.
You didn't break in, but you didn't follow procedure.
And the procedure is to show ID when you come in,
The
right?
procedure is to push the button to be buzzed in and come straight to the desk, show ID, get run through the
Yeah,
Raptor.
we did that part. We just said show ID because it's relinquishment of our Fourth Amendment right.
It's policy for the building.
Policy doesn't trump the Constitution. I have the Fourth Amendment right to identify myself. And you do too. When you're not
I know all
working
about
with
it, sir. I appreciate you. I appreciate the Fourth Amendment. And I don't appreciate how it goes here. This way, it's not cool, but I did it.
It's just another government public building that we pay for. You guys, this isn't like the Pentagon or White House.
How do you know?
Hey, Crow.
Just let this guy in and lock the door.
Well, it unlocked when I walked up to it.
So when at 4 o'clock when we close, you guys leaving?
Absolutely. Yeah, we're not going to break the law.
And you're not going to go anywhere where you're not supposed to be?
We
Absolutely
were
not.
never here to do any of that. And if that wasn't apparent from our
I
conversation.
understand that, but you know, it's a lot of
breaking the law
resources.
either.
But you realize we didn't waste those resources, right? That the school wasted those resources.
A minute ago, didn't you guys put in your requests for all our information?
That was part of the reason why we were here.
What's
That
the
wasn't
other
the full
part?
reason. The other reason, like I said, is we were gathering content for a story.
The what?
Gathering content for a story. That's the primary business. Part of the
Did
business
you
was-
get all your content yet?
Not yet.
What do you? We're not going to arrest you. They're not going to do anything. Well, everybody knows not to do that.
Yeah, I mean.
So what I'm getting at is what else do you need?
I don't know.
You're roaming around,
I'm waiting for
doing
the
your thing.
waiting for the end result here. And then I'll thank everybody for the service, and I'll probably hang around for a few minutes after that, after you guys leave, and then I'll head out.
Did you end up adding that?
I did.
Right, good.
I got with Vivian, and she wrote it down.
What channel am I going to be on? 9 or
Do
YouTube?
you have an email you can give me on the business part?
Crow,
I don't want to see it.
Crow, you're going to look great.
Oh, good.
I mean,
That's all.
Email it to you.
if being real with you, you're going to look great. It's your colleagues that, especially, is it Gonzalez?
Some people haven't dealt with this,
Yeah.
and you know they're just trying to do the best that we can do.
Well, it's best to probably put your best foot forward.
Not everybody knows the law, like
It's
to
very
that
true.
depths. Doesn't mean they're bad people.
Well, I'm not accusing anybody of being a bad person, but you know, every single one of these people in this building, they swore an oath also. Every single one of these public employees signed that oath to support the Constitution. So, you know, it behooves them to educate themselves on what that oath, you know, what's involved.
Have a good night. Thank you. You too.
You know, I've been arrested in a situation like
I
this.
bet you have. I've seen it on YouTube.
Yeah, and I was doing.
Not you personally,
Yeah,
but others.
and I was doing the same thing I was doing here. So, you know, when somebody tells
But you
me
go
to
out
leave-
expecting something like that to happen.
Well, no, I expect my rights to be upheld.
Upheld.
You know, that's.
But you got to know that you're doing this, and that some people would act
yeah,
irrationally.
And that's why I left
Just
when you
an
guys asked me to leave.
But hey, regardless of what we're doing, at the end of all this, everyone in this building is going to be educated. On
Oh, yeah, there's going to be training, I'm sure.
On the supreme law of the land. Nothing trumps that. And it's important that, you know, our government officials, police officers understand what the Constitution is, because that is the utmost thing that they have sworn to protect. and
Why
uphold
aren't
our
you
rights.
guys in more spots like where they need it? Like maybe in Washington D.C. where they're destroying our
Hey,
Constitution.
if I can have opportunity to
You
travel
know,
up there,
those
I'd love
people
to.
are the ones that need this training.
Oh, you're not wrong.
100% right on
You're
that.
not wrong, but it looks like they need a little bit around here too.
But this doesn't affect everybody as much as they do.
Well, this affects the future generations.
A lot of shit affecting them.
could open up a can of worms on that.
Have a good night. Oh, and welcome back. All right, let's see what the answer is.
Hi, sir. Well, it was nice meeting you, okay?
Nice meeting you
I'll
too.
see you
Be safe
around.
out there.
You too, be careful out there.
Officer President, great, by the way.
He was great?
Yeah.
I've never met him before.
Really?
So, we're done here. Do you have any questions for me?
So we're good. It was established that we're not breaking laws or, we have a right to be here. We're not going to be kicked out on a trespass or anything.
Well, this building is an appointment-only building, and people come here when they have business to do, right?
Yeah.
And you had something to do. I think you came for...
Yeah, FOIA requests
did
and the
a-
gather content for
Yep.
We're not done quite on the gathering content part, but we did accomplish the FOIA request successfully. We had to kind of pull teeth at first a little bit to get that done, but we did get it done. So we're just going to wait for the items to be accomplished and fulfilled. We're not going to be here. We're not going to be here all day. We're not going to be here beyond operation hours. We're not going to go into restricted areas. After you guys leave, we'll probably leave shortly after that. So we're not going to hang around too long.
Yeah. We appreciate your help.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, you guys be safe.
Hey, thank
Take
you
care.
guys for upholding your oath.
No problem.
Appreciate you.
Have a good day.
You too.
Sergeant, do you have a card?
I don't on me, but I can give you all my information.
I've got another.
Or
If I could just
piece of
write,
paper?
yeah, if
Sure.
I could just write
Yeah.
down
You
the
want me to
call.
write it for you?
Yeah, the call number also.
The call number? Okay, hold on one second. Foxtrot 4299.
Comments I heard you something?
No, can you ask for it? I don't know why this.
Quick question: Is Commander Gonzalez? Is he part of y'all's?
Hold on one second.
Sure,
She's
go
gonna
ahead.
give me that number.
2023-446-334-446-334.
I apologize. Thank you. That's my employee number, my name, and that's the case number for the call that we're on right now.
Thank you very much.
Okay?
Thank
And
you.
you were asking me something about...
Oh, never mind. I was going to ask if Commander Gonzalez is part of y'all's team, but he's not.
No, he's with Orange County Public Schools. They're also law enforcement officers.
So was he made aware that we're not violating any laws or anything? Because he had.
They
he was
have their
under the
own
impression-
policies, and we have ours. And again, I'm just saying that people who come here, they usually come here for business. They have an appointment, and then once you take care of your business, this is not somewhere that where you go and you just hang out. But you said you were going to be leaving after your business, so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Again, thank you very much for being professional and
No
upholding our
problem.
rights. Thank you.
All right, have a good one, guys.
You too.
You too.
Yeah, have a good day.
You too.
Roll downtown.
Well, I guess I'll have to wait and watch to see what that conversation looked like, but hopefully it was it bore these fruits, so
Yeah.
nicely done.
So if you get the footage before I do, send it to me. I appreciate it, or
Yeah.
vice versa.
You guys good now?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we're just waiting for somebody to leave.
You gonna keep that on the rest of the time, or are we gonna get to talk?
Yeah, we'll get to talk outside. As soon as we'll let you know when we're heading out. We'll talk.
Okay.
That's
How
fine.
long you think?
Can you walk outside with us?
Maybe
If
like
you shut them, I'm not gonna go out. if
maybe
you
like
still-
5 minutes. Give me a
Okay.
second, maybe 5
All
minutes.
right. I just want to get an idea of,
Yeah. we have
but not
to-
on camera anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just for future reference, if you ever get somebody coming here recording, best way to let them do it, because if no one bothers them, they usually just get their content and then they leave a lot quicker. Like we would have been gone within 5 minutes.
But you do understand our position.
This is a
I
school
get it,
board,
yeah.
and we have a lot of
That's part of the reason why we're here, though, brother. is
a
that
lot
we're
of
just-
stuff
we're just
that
here to
can go
make-
bad.
Yeah, we're just here to.
People filming.
We want people to be aware of our civil rights in this country. That's something that we take very seriously.
Okay, I understand that.
And I understand you're just doing your job. I'm not going to hold it too harshly against you, but I just want you to understand that, future reference, if it happens again, the best thing to do is ignore them. If they ask you a question, just be polite, professional, let them do their thing. They'll be out within 10 minutes. That's it. But we're going to head out. You want to head out?
All right, no problem.
All right. Have a good one, man.
You.
Jesus.
That was a good one, man.
I just don't trust Orlando, man.
I don't blame you. I've been trespassed twice.
By Orlando?
Yeah, once at the Orlando City Hall and the other one at the Florida Department of Health.
Department of Health, really?
Yeah, I'll take you. If it's close by, I'll take you there. See how you do.
We know we're off.
Yeah, everything's
It's
off.
off.
Yeah, so we're we're what you call First Amendment auditors.
I've actually encountered some in Kissimmee. Same thing, not a big deal. But there's so much more places that you could go that I think would make a bigger difference.
We go to all the public buildings, not just the. This is my first time here.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like police departments, I get it. Some of them don't do the right thing. I get it. Right. But man, the world's so fucked up that this administration and even our representatives that are on the other side, you get nobody more patriotic and more on constitutional shit than me. But I just.
Yeah, I mean, you got orders and you got, I get that. Yeah. Yeah, I got that.
And I get it. Everybody should know.
Sure.
But
yeah.
Not everybody's like. I mean, I guess you guys are on the right side. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm on the right. Definitely. I mean, Trump supporter.
That's what I mean. I guess you guys would you support the police?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I support good policing, though.
Yeah. Right. No, that's what we want, and it's a small percentage of people in the police department that make the rest of us look like we're doing the wrong thing.
That's a good cop's worst enemy is a bad cop.
Right.
And we're here to help weed them out, right, and educate them.
Mm-hmm.
The power of public opinion is very powerful, and so if we can capture, tyrannical behavior from the tyrant, we want them out, and the good ones we want them to be accommodated, or we want them to be.
So what is your take on how our building is? I mean, you have to have access.
It's a huge fail because, there shouldn't, just the very fact that there was a sign that said, have your IDs ready, it's required, that's a violation of our Fourth Amendment right. Yeah, we're here for a First Amendment primarily, but, Fourth Amendment, any amendments that are violated, we got to take note of that as well. But, you can ask for ID, but you can't require it.
What about voting?
Well, with voting, you don't even need to...
I know, but shouldn't it be required?
No.
That's why these fucking Democrats keep winning.
Yeah, from the grave. Right?
Yeah, they're just fucking writing everybody down.
There's other ways to make sure that doesn't happen, but I don't know what the best ways would be. But
I'm not all for putting my thumb on everybody, but I think IDs are a substantial part of. Not everybody's got good intentions.
Well, the reason they take ID is because they want to see who's coming into the building. I get that, and that's what sign-in sheets are for. But all you really put is a number down, or tally up how many people are in the building, because you don't know if that's that person's real name. I go and I sign in as Tom Jefferson all the time to these places if I do choose to sign in, because just to show how silly it is. It doesn't really tell anybody anything about who I am. You don't know anything about anybody who comes in, even those that write down their name or whatever. So just tally up the numbers of people who are in there. You guys got security cameras galore everywhere nowadays. You can't get away from it.
Right.
So it begs the question: what's the difference of having one more camera?
I think it's a major maxim, in our founding. Those that would sacrifice liberty for a little bit of security, they deserve neither.
No.
And I say Tom Jefferson. I think he said, "I prefer dangerous freedom over safe tyranny."
Yeah.
So open border?
No, hell no.
Really? A little bit. Okay. No, I get it. You want to be private. You want to have your own. I'm the same way. I don't want. My first question to her is, what's going to be released out of my file? Is my address? No. But you can Google my name, and my address comes up with my fucking phone number. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah, we're done. We're off camera right now. I was just getting a feel for what we were trying to accomplish. And they're leaving. They're done. Yeah, we're not on camera no more. All right, bye.
So I would just say within 5 days or so, you can just go on YouTube, type in the address or the school district of Orange County. You should see your video.
Okay.
He should realize that it's you. You're the only saving grace in this whole interaction. Them and Orlando PD apparently.
Yeah, they're good too.
But,
he's a good guy, great guy. He's my direct supervisor, but he's not from. He didn't police here in Florida. This job, they wanted a police department here at OCPS, but their liability in their minds doesn't allow us to do a lot of policing. So we're a liaison to OPD for the schools and stuff. So we go out, we cover schools when they can. But he's not from here. He's retired from up north. Not that any different rules, but he hasn't been policing for a while.
Yeah.
So in his mind, he's following the rules here, and he wants to, hey, this is not how it happens. You guys got to go. He's, chop. He just
we all need
He's
reminders.
never dealt with this. I've
Yeah.
dealt with this in Kissimmee. I've seen it happen. We had somebody sending us emails to everybody in the you guys don't do that, do you? To sue them?
If somebody violates my rights.
Okay, so they were sending emails to every employee at the police department, and we had to forward it to records so that they can process it. And I'm familiar with it. That's why I knew. That's why I got Kevin. I was like, Kevin, step back. This is calm down. Everybody, calm down. So it takes a lot to rile me now since I'm not on the road
I appreciate
anymore.
de-escalation too. By the way, like I know you noticed the security guard Brown in there. He was getting
Yep. And then
a little
Scott,
uptight.
I tried
were
to
de-escalating.
tell him, I'm like, listen, this is
Yeah.
they want. I thought he was going to write it down, and I said they want you to take a statement of what they want.
Yeah.
Then he wrote the email down, so he just didn't understand either. So.
Well, again, you like you said, along with Orlando PD and yourself, have shined a positive light on this, where there is positivity. I mean, we really appreciate the outcome. That's what we would expect.
Yeah.
But I mean, we could all use an education reminder on things.
I'm sure I'm gonna get tasked with it, training on, how to take public record from somebody asking, and I'm sure that's gonna fall to me because he's already said, we got to train their security and this and that. So.
Well, I'm sorry if that becomes a burden for you, but I'm glad it is you if it will be you.
Security is they're my team, so it's what we do. I've only been
Teach
here
them the
about
First
a year.
Amendment. It's important.
Oh, we're going to be learning. We're going to all be learning.
Well, Crow, I'll ask you, and usually this is something I always ask on camera, but if somebody asked you a question and you didn't know the answer to it, but it was something that you should know the answer to, would you make a good faith effort to find out the answer to that question? So there's 5 freedoms secured to us by the First Amendment. Do you know what those 5 freedoms are?
Probably not. I probably do, but I don't
So there's
know.
a good acronym for it. It's RAPS, RAPPS. I encourage you to teach everybody in the building. Religion, assembly, petition, press, and speech.
Our press is fucked up.
What's that? It is. It is. But it's crazy that somebody can come down from legal and say, you're not press because you don't have this magical badge. Who bestows this? These rights are given to us by God. They're not for special people.
Raps, religion,
assembly,
because we got the right to assembly. We're trying to take that away from us too.
Petition, which is what the people are going to do once they see this video. They're going to petition the government for the redress of their grievances, and there's going to be a lot of it.
We don't encourage them to make phone calls, but we do encourage them to peacefully redress their grievances.
They're going to call the school board. They're going to call Scott. They're going to email Scott. They're going to call Vivian. They're going to email Vivian. That was not cool. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
But you'll get a shout out. I'll be sure in my video where.
Yeah, this is one of the best encounters law enforcement wise. I mean, we actually spoke with a corporal over at University Security right before we walked over here, and he seemed like the same kind of guy, policing for the right reasons. So.
Okay, I'll look for it, and then maybe I'll send you a message to get some acronyms so I can learn more. But
thank you.
Guys, got to lighten up a little bit.
Yeah. Hey, at the end of the day, it's not a big deal. It's just one more camera, right? Right. All right, brother. Have a good one, guys.
You too.
We're out here today to ensure our natural rights are respected by those who swore an oath to support, protect, and defend the rights of the people. The purpose of all interactions is to peacefully promote government accountability and transparency. Please like, share, and subscribe so this message can reach as many people as possible. I implore you to peacefully seek redress to any and all of your grievances. This is a public service.